So the question is, what really happens after death? Adam peeps, welcome back to my channel, Celebrity Psychic Medium Adam here. So this evening we're going to be talking to Glenn about his near-death experience and how he felt and if he saw anything, if he felt anything. Let's go check it out.
This is 2010, everything went down, but I hung myself. I had severe anxiety, panic attacks. I put a noose around my neck, and then I left my body.
Oh well.
I saw like a bright light, this feeling of love and acceptance. And then I saw my body and I went crashing back into it.
So you actually floated out of your body and you was looking at yourself. And how did you feel during that?
When I was floating? At peace, which with the mental illness I was struggling with at the time, it was just a complete paradigm shift of going from that anxiety, that depression, to go into that feeling of love, that feeling of acceptance, that just good, like a good feeling. And afterwards, I was raised very Catholic.
Yeah.
I always thought suicides go to hell. So it was it had completely changed my worldview.
So whenever you had decided to obviously hang yourself and you was looking at yourself, did you ever stop and think, oh, am I dead? Like, did you ask yourself the question?
No.
You just
I saw this light and I went towards it.
Oh my gosh. How far did you get? Like, did you see anything? Did you hear anyone?
I didn't hear anyone. I just saw a light and clouds. It had like a cloud-like feel to it.
Yeah. And it was just
like I was
loving.
Yeah.
That's so compared to before that accident happened to now, how are you viewing life like differently? Has your outlook changed?
Before I was very self-serving. I was, looking out for number one, and now I have a life dedicated to service to others. I want to share that feeling of love and acceptance with other people.
So do you think maybe it was a blessing in disguise what happened?
Absolutely, it was a blessing.
So now what's your thoughts now on passing over?
I mean, it depends how you go, but I know the end result is peaceful and beautiful.
So you think on the other side is just love and light and pure happiness?
Yeah.
I mean, whenever I communicate with spirit, that all they've ever given me is everything you're describing, like feeling love and light. I've never seen anything. I've never been told anything. I just feel pure love. And from what you've said, that sounds exactly like what it is. That's crazy. Like, what are your family's reactions? Like, what do they think? Do they believe you? Like, you saw?
What do you mean?
Like, whenever you decided to hang yourself and you're outside of your body, like, do your family realize to what extent had happened? Or
my wife does. I don't talk to my parents too much, and my kids have no idea.
Yeah, so it's like a very personal thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on and talking to me about it. So whenever you were, how long?
Like, I saw myself.
How long did it take from hanging yourself to actually be outside of your body?
I remember hanging for a little bit before I went up, but there's no grasp of the passage of time when I was outside of my body. It felt like an eternity. It felt like I was there for a long time.
And did you ever?
But then at the same time, it felt like an instant.
Did you feel like you were forced back in your body, or did you just go there yourself?
My knot slipped. It was a hasty knot, and my body fell down. And then I saw my body, and I rushed back into it.
Whenever you rushed into your body, did you feel like the impact of going back in?
Not like, you ever been in a car wreck? You feel like an impact like that? Nothing like that. But I was staggered, disoriented.
Yeah. That's so you could have roughly how long do you think it would have been like when you're outside of your body until you went back in?
Between regaining consciousness was about 10 minutes.
Oh wow.
Um,
So that's quite a long time.
you know, say I was aware enough to look at the time.
So whenever you were looking at yourself, so you're outside your body, you were looking at yourself. At any stage, did you want to follow the light and go further, or was you just intrigued and staying where you were?
I was so far outside of myself, like I didn't have those inclinations. I was happy to be rid of the anxiety and the depression.
Yeah, so you were just in the moment, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's really fascinating. Well, no, I appreciate you, coming on and spending. So I had quite a few people writing that are happy to tell me their experience. However, they aren't wanting to be on camera, which is completely fine. One of the stories, which I really like, it was peaceful, no lights, no pearly gates, no angels, just pure peace, which is what I felt personally. This person said, I was in a horrible car wreck, had a blood clot through my heart and died for around 25 minutes. That's a long time. When I woke up, everyone was yelling at me to breathe. I was pissed off because not only was I certain that I was breathing, but I had just been woken up from my first quality sleep. But there's nothing more than peace and love on the other side. So I've spoken to 5 different people today, 5 different people that have had near-death experiences or that have been announced as clinically dead but then been brought back to life. The one that stuck with me was Jamie. Jamie in the US, Jamie in the States. He said he was on his roof some years ago doing the electrical work, electrocuted himself, fell off of the roof, died. He was clinically dead. I can't remember how long for. I think it was around 10 minutes. But whenever the ambulance came, he was outside of his body and watching them doing CPR on his body. And he said it was just love, light, happiness, pure love. But then something whispered in his ear, it's not your time yet, it's time to go back. And he was talking to this being, whatever you want to call it. And all of a sudden, he just had a massive vacuum swiping back into his body, and he whenever that happened, he hit his body with impact, and his body then shut up, and bing bang bosh. It was. So this is from Davina. Davina wrote in. She didn't want to be on camera, which is completely fine. She said, "My brother was clinically dead for 45 seconds, overdosed on drugs. The experience changed his life." He said he slowly floated through the roof while the nurses were working on his body. This feeling was extremely peaceful, a better feeling than any other drug ever gave to him, which is good. He said you feel free of all worry and regret. He said he saw a white light allegedly and a few family members before they said it wasn't his time, and he then floated back to his body. So pretty much everyone I spoke to said roughly around the same thing. Whenever they pass over, it's very, very peaceful, very loving, very light. However, they've all been stopped by family members that have passed over and told them they aren't ready.